Hi everyone and welcome to NetLab Security Plus V4 Lab Series. I'm doing a walkthrough for Lab 5, analyzing types of attacks and mitigating techniques. As you can see to the left I have the lab open and available, and to the right I have the lab content so that you can follow along with me and know which steps I'm going over. As you can see here, we have a topology. This topology is typically interactive, so if you clicked on any of these, it would take you right to that virtual machine. On the content, if we scroll down to page 3, it'll list the objectives that we're going to go over in this lab. We're going to compare and contrast types of attacks, perform brute force SSH attacks, and perform dangerous Linux commands. Now on page 5, you're going to see all the lab settings, which provides you the names of each of the virtual machines we're going to be working through and the IP addresses of each of those machines, as well as the account details and password. Now you can go ahead and log into each of these if you want ahead of time, but I'll walk you through that process if necessary. Let's move on to lesson 1, brute forcing SSH. We're going to demonstrate ncrack against SSH guard. So first we have to launch the Ubuntu virtual machine to access the graphical login screen. Now up on the top of the lab you'll see a list of various tabs. Find the Ubuntu SRV one, click on it. It'll go ahead and launch the interface. We're going to see the sysadmin profile icon. Go ahead and click on that, and that should open up the password field where we're going to type in the password. All capitals NDG and then lowercase LAB PASS123 and exclamation mark right at the end. You hit enter, it'll automatically start launching the virtual machine. Over on the left hand side we're going to see a terminal menu, and on that terminal menu you're going to see an icon of a little black box that represents the terminal icon. You're going to click on that. Now we got to do a couple of things to get this lab started. And the first thing, we're going to check on the SSH service and see if it's running. To do that, in the terminal window, we have to type in the command service space sshd space status. Hit enter, and from here you can see it's active and it's running. Now to get out of this menu, we're going to go ahead and on the bottom of the terminal window where you see the blinking cursor, just click on that and hit Q. That'll then bring us back to the command options. Now in step 5, we need to verify if deny host is running. And to do that, we're going to do a similar command. We're going to type in service space ssh guard space status. Hit enter, and yes, it is active. In step 5, it actually wants us to disable it. So what we're going to do is, where you see the cursor blinking, just click on that space, type in Q to quit so that we come back to our command options to type in our command. And we're going to type in sudo service ssh guard stop. That'll stop the service, but before it completes that, we have to type in the password, which is capital NDG lowercase LAB PASS 123 and exclamation mark. Hit enter. Good. That should have stopped the service. Now we're going to go to our calling machine and we're going to log in. So again, up on the top of the lab, you're going to see a tab for Kali. Click on that. Then you'll see the login screen. The login is Kali and the password is also Kali. And just hit the login button. That'll then open up the Kali OS. Now, the menu options are going to be a little different, even though it's all still Linux based. On Kali, the terminal shortcut is up on the top menu bar, and you'll see a black little box. Just go ahead and click on that and it'll open it up right for you. There we go. Now, in here, we need to test the SSH connection, And to do that, you're going to type in SSH space sysadmin at 172.16.1.10, and that is the IP address to the Ubuntu server, space, quote, uptime, end quote, and then hit enter. As you can see, we got a similar message here where it says the authentication of host for 172.16.1.10 can't be established. And on the bottom here it says, are you sure you want to continue connecting, yes or no? And we do. So I'm going to type in yes and hit enter. It's giving us a warning, permanently added the IP address to the list of known hosts. Now I got to type in the password, which should be capitals NDG, lowercase LAB, PASS 123 and exclamation mark. Hit enter. It says one user, and it gave us a loaded average. As you can see here on part C, you should see something like this, which we do. Now we're going to go back to our Ubuntu server machine. We're going to continue on in the terminal window. And we're going to type in grep space -a space quote accepted with a capital A space password and end quote space. Now we're going to type in a directory /var/log/auth.log is the file space pipe space grep space -a space quote, and then we're going to type in 203. This is the IP address to Kali 0.113.2. Oops, 3.2, and end quote. And then I'm going to hit enter. I should get a similar message to the one that they gave you an example of. Accepted password for sysadmin from 203.0.113.2. You can see that here, accepted the password. If there were previous successful logins, the log entry will show them, indicating the system accepted the SSH request from the Kali system. Now we're going to go back to the Kali. And then in the terminal window, we're going to type the help command below to see what available options there are in the ncrack. So to do that, we're going to type in ncrack space -help and hit enter. And these are all our different options we have here for like username file, password file is -p. Down here we see the different module options, -v, --user, root, localhost, and so on. But we're going to initiate this tool against the Ubuntu SSH service. And to do that, we're going to be using a predefined password list. So we have to type in the command ncrack space -v space 172.16.1.10 for the Ubuntu server IP address --user space sysadmin space -P, remember that's for password, file. And then we're going to type out the directory for that password file, which is /usr/share/word lists/fast track.txt space -p space SSH. Make sure I type that all correctly. Looks good. Cross fingers that I didn't miss anything. Perfect. Now it's starting the program. We should be seeing a similar preview here where it's going to discover the credentials. as soon as it starts cracking down on it. Now we're going to let it run for about 1-2 minutes, and then when it's finished, we're going to notice the tool has found the password, and that's where you're going to see where it says discovered credentials. I'm going to pause it right here, and then as soon as it comes up, I'll show you the end result. As you can see, it discovered the credentials, giving us the list. This is admin, the NDG, lab pass, 1, 2, 3, and finished. And it says it took only like 72 seconds. We sent 53 probes. And it's finished. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end this video now, and then I'll come back to go ahead and record lesson.1.2. See you back soon.